The Super Speedway podcast is a Dream Bigger media production. For news, photos, show notes, and information about advertising on the podcast, visit www.thesuperspeedway.com.
3, 2, 1.
Welcome to the Super Speedway.
Welcome to episode 61 of the Super Speedway podcast, recorded Tuesday, May 22nd, 2018. I'm your host, Eric Young, and I am joined in an undisclosed location by my co-host, James Cush. James, how's it going?
Well, if they knew where we were, they'd have to kill us. So
Right.
We're gonna keep it undisclosed for the moment. But
Exactly.
this is our third. We were talking before the podcast. Our third time podcasting in person together.
Yes.
And one of those times we were riding in a car in MIS traffic.
Which is odd because it's the third time doing it, but this is the fourth time doing it really as people are listening, because you are hearing an episode that we recorded for Thursday. And, well, it's a special episode. We got, we put it out on, actually we talked about it a little bit Tuesday. We put it out on Patreon too. If you're a Patreon or a patron on Patreon, you would have heard about it in advance. But we're going to be talking with Rick Brenner, the president of Michigan International Speedway, in just a moment. So as we're talking to you now, we've already done the interview.
No,
So
they don't even know how radio works.
Exactly.
We're good.
Exactly. So, just some housekeeping stuff. We're not going to be previewing any races in this particular podcast. Just do the interview here, so you guys can check that out. Next week we will be back to talk about the Coca-Cola 600.
Yeah, and if you really want to know how this podcast works and how we really bumble around, go listen to the previous podcast, episode 60.
There you go. Well, joining us on the phone right now in a low-tech fashion here, Rick Brenner, president of Michigan International Speedway. Rick, we appreciate you calling in and chatting with us today.
No problem, guys. It's great to be on, and really appreciate you taking the time to have us.
So this is you're in your second racing season as president of Michigan International Speedway. What's the experience been like for you so far?
Oh, it's been great. Such a great sport. So many wonderful people throughout the country that are involved in the sport, and so many wonderful fans, and just a great, dedicated, passionate team here in Michigan that really cares about the fans' experience, and it's a pleasure to work alongside with them.
Hey, Rick, you come from the minor league baseball system. How are things different right now? Is it a pretty extreme change for you this last 2 years, or are you seeing some similarities, or are you even implementing some things you've learned along the way now at this point?
Well, actually, they're incredibly similar in a lot of ways. And I mean, I think coming from a place and coming to a place where we put our fans first and our community first and their experience, and always trying to create an amazing amount of value around the product we're offering and top-notch service is exactly the same. In terms of instituting some of the things that I've learned over the years, yeah, sure. I mean, the team here does a great job, has for many years, but we've taken a real sales and marketing approach to things. We've got a lot of different kinds of offers for our fans, and we're going to continue to. We're going to continue to tweak offerings and better align some of the things that we offer with our fans' interests. And one of the things we did this year, we added these all-you-can-eat seats in Turn 1. It's a 2-hour all-you-can-eat picnic buffet, called a 4th of July type picnic. It's $85 for consumers, $75 per group of 10, and you get your own seat with a countertop and all you can eat. And it's been a huge success, and we look forward to continuing to add different things like that. We also give groups an opportunity to get special experiences, be it our simulated driver meeting, or laps around the track, or holding the American flag, just a bunch of stuff that doesn't cost you anything extra, but just makes that experience that much better for you.
Those all-you-can-eat seats, I definitely wanted to ask you about those, because you're talking my language there.
Me too.
You hear a lot of talk in the NASCAR industry about the prices and the expense, and it's too expensive to go to the track. But here's an opportunity that you have to get. I mean, food is sometimes one of those big expenses at the track, and here's an opportunity to get that and a race all in one. I think it seems like a great deal. Can people still get those, Rick? Are those sold out right now, or do you still have those available?
There's some available, but they're going really quick. So I would act fast. In fact, we started talking today about how we can expand it for next year. And not only do you get the great food and the great race, and you're in our track anyway, you're in like the fastest part of the track, coming right out of the front stretch there into Turn 1, and also you get a countertop with your seat. It's got a nice hook to keep your bag off the ground, and it's going really well. And if you combine that with our 50th anniversary special cooler offer, you can buy a cooler from us right now for $30. It comes with 5 16-ounce beers and a water, and you can refill it for $25 all weekend long. So you can get your right there. If you do the math, about $115. You've got Sunday's race, 5 beers, a water, and all you can eat for 2 hours. Not such a bad day.
Sounds like everything you need.
Yeah, it's a good Sunday right there.
Absolutely. All it's missing is the couch.
Rick, is this kind of your idea to bring this into MIS? How did this come up? Because Eric and I were up here by a minor league team, the Great Lakes Loons, out in Midland, and they have something very similar where families can come. They don't have to sit in an actual seat. They can do that buffet style. Is this kind of something that you brought to the table?
No, I think it's, look, there's a lot of teams and a lot of sports and a lot of places doing it. Just encouraging continued collaboration and communication, and then the ideas just come from the team. And we've got a great group of people, and, everybody in these concepts, everybody from operations to food service to, corporate participated in coming up with these plans and these ideas. And it's just great to be on such an awesome team.
Very cool.
MIS is pretty near and dear to James and I's heart. We were chatting a little bit before a couple weeks ago when we found out that we were going to be chatting with you. We've been going to MIS our entire lives. My first race was in 1989. And we've seen a lot of changes along the way to the track. It's amazing when you really sit down and think about it. Like, the shape of the track is the same, the grandstand is the same, but everything else on the property has changed. What are some of the things that you guys, you talked about the all-you-can-eat seat. What are some of the other things that you guys have changed or updated for this year?
Well, we've got the Turn 1 resort as well. So we created some really nice camping options, and that construction is coming to a close hopefully this week. But we've got about 25, 28 campsites. You can bring in, motor coach. You can bring in, any type of camper you want to bring in there. Electric and water are right there. But what starts to make this really cool is you've got your own little green space. We took a concession stand, we renovated it, made it your own game room. So you've got a game room with televisions, a little bar, you've got a pool table, golden tee, you've got some cool stuff in there. And then you've got your own little viewing area. And then on Sunday, so that you don't have to cook in the day you're packing up to go, we're going to give you a couple all-you-can-eat seats to enjoy the race and get your lunch before you go. So that area is right in between, almost in between, coming out of Turn 1 and right in between Turn 1 and Turn 2. And it's a really neat area. I think especially for families, kids are going to be able to run around. It's fenced in. It's pretty nice spot, and you're right in the fastest corner of the track. So that's going to be awesome. The other thing we're doing, Fan Plaza this year, we're putting a bar in out in the center with the shaded area for seating. We're going to bring some food trucks in, courtesy of our friends at Zumongo, and we're going to have a stage out there, and we're going to run entertainment all day long, kind of in a center gathering area. The highlight this year is a Beatles cover band, The Return. They do the first hour of their set. They do early era Beatles, then they change their costumes, and the whole 9 yards. They come out and they do late era Beatles. And then we've also got the Great Lakes Timber Show and a whole bunch of stuff out there during the day. And sorry to keep going, but there's a lot. And
that's great.
The Zumongo area in the Zumongo Adrenaline Zone we're going to have this year as well in Fan Plaza. That will feature everything from X Games stars to, motorcycle, all kinds of, you name it. It's going to have cars and snowmobiles and all kinds of crazy stuff going on out there, whatever they bring in. And then we have the Z Deck in Turn 3, which, by the way, talk about affordable, $35 gets you in for the whole weekend, all 3 races.
Nice.
And they're going to have a DJ over there and a lot of really fun stuff going on over there when they activate in that area, too. And kids are free still on Friday and Saturday. They're half price on Sunday. And let's not forget, we're talking about all this stuff, but there's the Zumongo 200 ARCA race on Friday night.
Right.
There's the LTI Printing 250 Xfinity race on Saturday, and you've got the Barkeepers Casino 400 on Sunday. So just a whole lot of stuff going on. It's gonna be awesome.
The free kids thing on Friday and Saturday is awesome. I took advantage of that last year in the June race and took my boys out there. They were 5 at the time. And got to expose them to the sport, and it's a really neat way as a family, I'm, like I said, I've got 2 5-year-old boys. I'm not certain it's going to work out. It's going to go real well. So you don't want to necessarily spend the money to get them out there and find out that they hate it. So it's nice to have that opportunity to bring them out there, expose them to the sport, and hopefully create NASCAR fans going forward.
Yeah, and I think people need to understand too. We've got a really cool kid zone, and I mean, everybody you kind of hear NASCAR and you think a party, right? Well, yeah, that's absolutely there. We got the Free 38 special concert on Saturday night with Firehouse. We've got an over an RM50 campground. You can go all night, spring break style if you want, but also we've got church on Sunday mornings in all the campgrounds. We've got bingo. We got family movie nights. I think we're doing Despicable Me 3 this in June. We've got arts and crafts for the kids. We've got yoga for those that are interested. So, you can come out for a week. You can camp. I think campsites start around $160 and great value. A lot going on. All the free programming all week long, and we just really, it's a destination spot. It's a place to come and have a vacation and also see 3 awesome races.
Right.
Absolutely. Rick, you talked a lot about what's going on outside the track, but one thing, maybe we wanted to hit on with you as well is this is the 50th anniversary of MIS, and Eric and I have been to a lot of races, and I know you guys are doing a lot to tie in the history of the sport around the Fan Plaza and some other things. Can you go into just a little bit of detail on that as well?
Yeah, our good friends over at Consumers Energy really stepped up this year, and not only are they supporting the Consumers Energy 400 race in August, the Cup race in August, but also they're presenting our Legends of Racing exhibit on the ballpark, right?
Yeah, there you go.
In the Fan Plaza, but they're also we're also doing a charity dinner that night as well for folks. So it's going to be a really cool event. There's a Legends of Racing. We got everything out there from Bobby Allison car to a junior car to a senior car to Rick Mears. I mean, if you love cars and you love racing, you're not going to want to miss this exhibit.
Yeah,
and given our proximity to the big 3 here, given our long history as part of this sport, we've gotten tremendous support from the folks at Penske and a lot of the other places, Hendrick and some of the teams, as well as the Hall of Fame and the manufacturers. It's just an awesome display. So if you love it, you want to come out and check it out.
Every time that you guys announce a new car that's going to be out there, a new exhibit that's going to be out there, it's exciting. It's really cool to see what's going on there.
Yeah, we'll be out there taking pictures, that's for sure. Yeah.
For sure.
Pictures are extra. The exhibit's free.
There you go. So I know there was some stuff released today or announced today. Tell me about this human cannonball that you guys have going for June.
Yeah, David the Bullet Smith. He's awesome. If you want to see a guy get shot out of a cannon, 150, 200 feet, whatever he goes, it's pretty cool. I don't think you get to see it that often in your life, and it's going to happen right around the start-finish line, right about pre-race, so within about 15 minutes of the start of the race. So get there early, get in your seats, and come check it out. It's pretty cool. That's
great. I know MIS has been used as a little bit of an experiment in the past couple of years with aero packages. You guys are running the high drag package with the Xfinity cars this year. How close were you paying attention to the All-Star race this past weekend, and what's the possibility of us seeing something like that maybe down the road at MIS?
Well, we're going to see it, right? We're going to see it in June here with the Xfinity race, the LTI Printing 250, and I talked to a couple of the drivers I ran into down at the Daytona 500, the Xfinity drivers that are really excited to see that package. That, of course, they ran at Indy last year.
Yep.
To see that package on our track, and so we'll see. And from there, we really just tend to focus our time and energy on our fans and their experience and everything going on, and we trust that NASCAR will make the best decisions to put the best product on the track, and we support their efforts. So hopefully we have a great race this June. This I think it's is it June 9th? Yeah, June 9th. Yep. And hopefully we have a great race, and hopefully that bodes well for the future and even better racing than there already is at the track.
How does that work, Rick? Does NASCAR just say, hey, come to you guys and say, hey, this is what we're going to be bringing for a rules package? Do they say anything to you at all, or do you have some sort of input in something like that?
I think it's not dissimilar if I relate it to my baseball days, right? Like, so, you hear about things ahead of time. You certainly, have the ability to speak, but I think at the end of the day, we're not in charge of the sport, right?
Right.
We're facilitating the sport, and so we've got to trust and have faith in the leadership, and we do at NASCAR to continue to make it the best it can possibly be, and just like we have faith in the drivers to get out there and do their best every day, and really no different than it was in baseball. I mean, a few years back, at the minor league level, AA, AAA, they put the pitch clocks in and speed up the game, and you hear about it in advance of the public and the media, but at the same time, there's a governing body, and they do an awesome job, and we're fortunate to host the races and look forward to doing that for many years to come.
And obviously, NASCAR is a big part of what you guys do there, but you have other events as well. I know you guys have the faster horses during the summer. You guys are doing tractor drags this year too, right?
Yeah, it was last weekend. It was awesome. It was absolutely awesome. We had it was the Watson Diesel tractor pull was part of the Lucas Oil Pro Series. It just blown away. You take the word tractor out of it. There were semis. There were cars that looked like funny cars. There were tractors, and it was just an awesome event. We look forward to hosting that for many years to come as well. And of course, Faster Horses this July. There are some tickets still available. Very limited camping left, but you're looking at Blake Shelton, Brooks and Dunn, Florida Georgia Line as the headliners this year, and a lot of Brantley Gilbert, tons of other acts. And the thing that makes Faster Horses so cool is it's not just a concert. They've got a big giant pancake breakfast. They've got a live band karaoke. I mean, it's just an event. And so it's just a blast, and it's really cool to see, be a part of, and I look forward to this July.
My brother's been to a couple Faster Horses, and I don't know if I'm just too old now, but that sounds like one heck of a party. If I wanted to relive the glory days, maybe I would come back down there again.
Yeah, I think, look, there's all ways to do it, right? You can do it sounds like the way your brother did it.
Yeah, right?
There's other folks in campers and MIS Camping does a great job for us at the races as well as at Faster Horses, giving you a turnkey, upscale kind of resort thing with the camper rentals. And Live Nation offers the tack room, which I was blown away by its amenities, everything from the restrooms to the food to the beverage to the seat, the view. So, you can do it any way you want to do it, and it's a great event.
Now, I'm going down actually in a couple weeks here to my first IndyCar race down at the Detroit Grand Prix down in Belle Isle. I always have dreamed of watching an IndyCar race at Michigan. I know they used to race out there. Any talk of something like that coming back to the track?
I think Belle Isle is a great tradition, and it's an awesome event. I think if you've got the IndyCar itch in Michigan, that's a great place to go get it scratched. And certainly, if things change on the horizon, we're open to talking about anything at the track that makes sense for everybody involved. But for now, we've got a nice balance. We've got some great racing, and then Belle Isle has the IndyCar as well. Great event, and we fully support. Anybody who's racing a car, right? So
right.
We're just delighted. I've always been a big believer in you want people thinking about car racing, you want people thinking about sports, you want people thinking about entertainment. So it's an awesome that people in the region have some great choices to see it, and we're going to do everything we can to make ours the best choice they have.
I read a lot when you were given or taking the job at as the track president there about being pretty open to different things at the track, other events. Anything else in the pipeline that we can kind of look forward to, or any ideas that you'd be willing to share of things that might be upcoming?
Well, if you look back, right, so you're going back about a year and a half when you were reading that,
yep.
right? And so we had Night Lights this year,
yep,
which was the Holiday Lights show and was just a tremendous success. And then we had the Tractor Pull this year. Great kudos to our business development department and everything they do and their creativity. And they've got a few more tricks up their sleeve, but nothing we can talk about right now. But we continue to look to add and grow the slate of things that we have to offer, and continue to make the track more and more and more the centerpiece of activity here in this part of Michigan.
Rick, I know that there was a time a few years ago when there was some schedule changing and some things being adjusted. This is before your time, but there was talk that MIS would get one of the chase races, or now as they're known, a playoff race. I know you guys are locked into some contracts for the next couple of years with the sanctioning body of NASCAR, but are you looking to move the dates at any point, or are you guys kind of happy with what you got? What do you got maybe going forward?
So far, and look, I don't have enough time under my belt in this market to really fully comment on that, and I obviously wasn't here, when they were talking about other stuff. But for now, I think that the approach we'll continue to take is to listen to our fans and hear what they want, see what they want. Last year, they expressed that our race times were, a little too late in the day for them. We pushed hard to get those moved up. Both races got moved up, one of them an hour, one of them a half hour. Mm-hmm. So we'll just continue to take the feedback as it comes and work to create the best product we possibly can and align that with what our fans are interested in.
Yeah, I think, like I said, we're big fans of the track. We've been out there many times. I think that you guys definitely have a very good thing going out there. Anything else, Rick, that you'd wanna let people know about, or anything else you'd want to say?
Yeah, I would just let people know, if you can't come out in June, certainly come out and see us in August. Right now, we've got a couple awesome deals going on. You can get, if you buy 2 Center Grandstand tickets right now, you can get 2 free passes to Cedar Point in Sandusky, Ohio. If you're a roller coaster person, that's the place to go.
Oh, yeah.
The other one is you can get a free 50th anniversary hat, or you can get free food. So all 3 of those things are available right now. You can choose between any of the 3, and just added value, and everything's available at mispeedway.com.
Awesome. Well, congratulations on the 50th anniversary this year, and we will definitely see you out at MIS later this year.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Rick.
Appreciate it. Thanks, guys.
All right, great. Thanks, Rick. Thank you very much.
We'll see you soon.
Yeah. All right, well, big thanks to Rick Brenner for giving us a call, chatting with us. We had a few technical difficulties, but we made it work, and I think it sounded all right. James, before we head out of here, where can they find you on social media?
At James Cush on Twitter.
You can find me on Twitter as well, at Eric8199. You can find the Super Speedway at TSuperspeedway. Find us on Facebook at facebook.com/thesuperspeedway. Check us out on Patreon if you'd like to become a patron. You get to hear about some things we got coming up in advance. There's a few different tiers. You can there's all kinds of different stuff you can get on there. So check that out. We'd really appreciate it. We'd appreciate the support. That is at patreon.com/thesuperspeedway. Find more of the podcast at www.thesuperspeedway.com. You can find the podcast there. You can find show notes. We try to post links to the different stories that we've discussed in the podcast. You can find the podcast on iTunes, Google Play, and SoundCloud, wherever you found it today. We hope that you subscribe. And until then, we will be back next week to talk about the Coke 600. Until then, let's go racing.